It's not gonna sell, okay? Just put it back on the shelf and mind your business, okay? I wasted my $5 on this? What the fuck? Things that I have fucked up on as a reseller. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Viaglo. If you are new here, my name is Gloria and I'm a part-time reseller on multiple different apps and I resell clothes and shit. That's exactly what I do. So yes, I look the exact same as last week's video. Make sure you check it out because it's giveaway is happening. But anyway, so today I want to talk to you guys about reseller regrets. Now I know that we all have some of us just keep them in the dark. We put them in a little box and we're like, you're not coming out. I'm just gonna take that L in silence, okay? But I'm gonna show you guys my L's. I'm gonna talk to you guys about my L's and I'm just gonna, you know, try to get better because this is no bueno, okay? Making these mistakes have not been good for my business, okay? And I want to prevent you guys from doing it. So the first thing is picking up items just because of the brand's name. That is the absolute worst. And I know that it's so hard to see this brand, this expensive brand, or this amazing Bolo brand, or this, you know, just this brand that you have seen everybody talk about, and you're just kind of like, I want to get you, but like, you're ugly, the style is not in, or you're just not what it's supposed to be, but I'm gonna get you anyways because you're the brand that everybody wants. Don't do it, girl. Don't listen to her, okay? Tell her to mind her business and then you sit her right back down, because that's what I have been doing for myself. And I can tell you that it has been working. Sometimes though, I put it in my cart just so I can, you know, think about it a little further. But she ends up going back on the shelf because I can't deal with those problems. Not checking the style. Now, this also kind of goes hand in hand with picking up the brand. So you look at an item and you're like, this is from XYZ. And you're like, wow, it's really fucking ugly, but the brand is there. The brand alone is gonna sell it. But you're standing there lying to yourself because it's not gonna sell, okay? Just put it back on the shelf and mind your business, okay? Just sit it down and just keep walking. Because you're gonna be upset when you get home and you list it and you're gonna be like, why is this sitting in my closet unprovoked? Nobody is looking at it, nobody is liking it, nobody is giving it any type of engagement. I wasted my $5 on this? What the fuck? Not checking for damages. Oh boy, this is one of my biggest mistakes that I don't do anymore, because it was one particular thing that happened and I was like, never again, okay? So I pick up an item, throw it in my cart, then I do comps on it right after I'm done thrifting. This particular day, I saw a Tory Burch dress, 100% silk. I was like, oh my God. Wow, Tory Burch. Never picked her up before. I gotta get her. Mistake, okay? Mistake number one. Because with silk, oh baby, if you've ever felt silk and you know that it is just a weird little texture, okay? I actually don't like the feel of silk, I'm gonna be honest. But anyways, so I get it home and I noticed that it just looks so worn out. The style was not that cute, but I had seen that it sold for $45 on Poshmark, so I was like, I'm picking it up. I paid up for this too. I paid $10 for it. So as I'm taking photos of it, I'm taking the, you know, the back photos, I noticed that somebody has stapled the back side of it. And I'm livid because I'm like, what the actual fuck? So I go and look deeper. It is a big slit in the back where the ass is, and it's stapled back. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, how did I not see this while I was out thrifting? So I was upset at myself. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna return it. I go back to the thrift store and I had looked up the receipt up and down, up and down, up and down, and I didn't see anything about no returns. So I went on into the thrift store, and the guy was helping somebody else. And as I'm waiting in the line, I'm looking at the receipt again, and it literally says final sale at the top. So I was like, okay, let me just take the walk of shame back to my car. And I was highly upset. So when I came home, I was like, you know what, let me just list it and just mark it down. And then I was just like, you know what, nobody's gonna wear this. So I threw it in the trash. Moral of the story, vet your items before you leave the thrift store, because you don't want to, you know, go home and be upset because it's a rip there, or you know, it has too much pilling that you can't shave off. Like, that dress was doomed from the start. Like, that was only one thing. I think it had like missing seams, or it just was messed up, and I didn't thoroughly check it. And that is not only the first time. I think that was when I was like, you know what, I'm really gonna take better care of actually looking at the items, because before I do a quick 1-2 and then throw it in there. So I'm not doing that no more. All right, not checking the price. Now, I recently, not actually, it wasn't recently, it was about 2 or 3 months ago, I went thrifting, and they were having the half off sale. So of course your girl was like, in a cart, in a cart, in a cart, in a cart, I'm about to make some money. So I'm sitting in my car, and I'm actually looking at the receipt, and I'm like, wait, I paid $30 for one item, a fucking dress? So I'm like livid, and I ended up driving back to, because I had already left, and I was like parked outside my mom's place because we were supposed to go somewhere. And I had the biggest attitude with them, and I felt so bad. I had to apologize the next day. But I was livid because I'm like, I paid $30 for a fucking dress, and this thrift store does not give you refunds. It's no swapping, it's no nothing. So I was angry. So I went back to the thrift store, and at that particular time, I was thinking that they had like scanned something else. Like, there's no way that you scanned the items in my bag, because that's not right. You must have scanned something else and then threw the actual item in there. So I drive back to the thrift store, and I'm like digging through all of my clothes, because I had a lot of shit. I was digging through all of my clothes, and I was looking at the tag, because I always look at the tags. Like, that's what threw me off about it. Look at the tag, and then I see $59.99. So then I get back in my car, and I sit there, and I'm like cursing myself out, like, you are a fucking idiot. How did you miss this? $59.99. And it was only because they marked it up, because the item was like $150 something, and it was new with tags. The dress wasn't that cute, I'm gonna be honest with you. It looked like a costume dress. So ever since that happened to me, I will sit when I do my comps, and then I do the second round of comps, and you know, all of the good stuff, checking for damages and all of that. I will sit there and add up the prices that's on the not receipts, add up the prices on the ticket, or whatever you call that thing. I'll add them up, and I do not care. So then when I get up to the front and they say, you know, maybe $6 or $7 more than what that price is, I'm like, okay, cool, that sound right. Because had I done that, I would have known that I was 100% scammed, okay? Because I felt scammed, and I was just disgusted. But yeah, that's my little story. So the next one is not checking actual comps. Now I would just Google the brand, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is selling for XYZ. My dumb ass put it in the cart. So when the items would sit, I'm just like, why is this taking so long to sell? So then I don't know which reseller it was, but one of them was saying that you need to check comps that have been sold. So I was like, oh, that makes sense. So then I started going to Poshmark and checking the comps that were actually sold for the brand. Still bad, but not as bad. So at this point, now what I do is I check for the exact style, the exact brand, the exact item, on how much this is gonna give me in return, so that I won't waste my time. Because checking for the brand on Google does nothing for you. Checking sold comps for the brand does nothing for you. checking the brand and the style and all of that all together does everything for you. So do it. Make sure you check that specific item and use Google Lens, okay? So I've made a video about how I use Google Lens and how it has helped me with my business and just, you know, the photo style and all that other shit. So if you guys want to watch that, I'll have that link below as well. Listing too high. So I'll list my items site specific for each, you know, platform that I resell on, just because the audience and whatnot. So some of them I do list a little bit higher, and some of them I try to list really close to what, you know, Mercari or Poshmark is recommending, or I'll list under if I want a quick sale. So listing too high sometimes deter people from actually wanting to just like it and save it for later. Sometimes it's like, ooh, that's too expensive. I know I do it sometimes when I'm browsing items and I see that this is like way too much. So if I'm willing to spend, let's say $30 on something, and I see something marked up to $65, I'm not even gonna like it, because I know you're not gonna do half off on this item. So all right, now this is more so for Depop for me. If you currently sell on Depop and Mercari as well, I know that they recently started allowing you to ship on your own. And I'm not really sure how eBay's work. Like y'all, I'm still figuring eBay out myself, so I can't really even go too much into that one. But when it comes to Depop and Mercari, since you are able to ship on your own, or even with Mercari, you're able to ship via their label. The issue is that if you have a t-shirt and let's say it weighs 8 ounces, because I'm not gonna lie, that's basically what I do. I say a t-shirt weighs 8 ounces, jeans weigh about 2 pounds, and you know, I guesstimate that's pretty much all I sell is jeans, shirts, and dresses. So they all have a specific size and weight, and since the labels on Mercari are size specific, you want to make sure you get the right one. Case in point, it's been maybe about 4 or 5 times now that I have gotten overcharges on Mercari, and it really does dip into your profit. I know that I saw somebody on Reddit, it's not funny, but I kind of laughed because I felt bad for them. They made a total of $6.66 off of an item. Next thing they know, it sends you, you know, a notification that you have been overcharged for the shipping label, and it automatically goes to that next label. So it doesn't go to, let's say you went over 2 ounces, so it's only gonna charge you an extra $1. No, it's gonna charge you to that next size. So if he listed it at 1 pound, and then this item ends up being 1 pound and 3 ounces, they're gonna charge you the $12 for the 2 pound label. So if he did USPS and he used a 1 pound label, they are going to bump it up to a 2 pound label, and the 2 pound label costs $12 and the 1 pound label costs $5.99. So he lost $6 off of 3 ounces. So I would highly recommend to make sure you weigh your item, because I don't like that. I don't like you dipping into my profits. And this is actually an example, because this recently happened. Lady messaged me on Mercari and she was like, hey, could you update the shipping? Now mind you, I had it for the FedEx Post, because that's the cheapest one for 2 pounds, which was $7.99. And she was like, hey, could you lower the shipping thing? So I was like, no problem. So I lowered it to the $5.99, which is a pound. It was like fucking 102. So it was like 2 more ounces over, and they charged me $6. Yep, $6 for 2 fucking ounces. And that happened, and it happened again, but I think that one was only like 80 cents or something. But it's still, you want to be smart when it comes to that, so you don't lose money, because that's not fair. And I didn't like it because I don't pay for shipping. I never pay for shipping. Sometimes I'll do, you know, special sales on Depop, but I don't pay for shipping for the most part. So it hurts my heart when it's an overcharge and I have to pay $6 on this item that I just, you know, got paid on. It's whack as fuck. All right, now this one is random as hell. This one is worrying about the photo style. So for me, I have switched up my photo style. I know when I first started reselling, I threw everything on my bed and I took photos of it. And then I started browsing Depop. Next thing I know, I said, you know what? I actually want to start trying everything on because I see that this is better for Depop. And I would try everything on and take photos that way. Started to not like how I looked in my photos. So I said, you know what? Let me try hanger photos. And I started doing that. Next thing I know, didn't like that. I started taking flat lays on my carpet. Didn't like that. Asked my sister, because she modeled for me in front of a white background. That was probably the best. I'm not gonna lie, that was probably the best my photos had ever been. Then I started taking them in front of a ring light. The ring light was good. It helped a lot. Then I started to do flat lays again with a cream background with the ring light. It was okay. Wasn't the best, but it was okay. Then I started back hanging them up, which was still okay, but I was only using natural light. Still was not the best. So here I am now. I invested in a white sheet backdrop. So I use that with my ring light and it's the best. I definitely will not change anymore. So I said all of that to say this: find what works for you and just stick to it, because it has been really bad. Like, I am such a perfectionist, so I would really spend hours upon hours upon hours retaking photos because I wanted to change the style of everything. And I noticed that that is very much so time consuming. That those hours could have been put towards something completely different. That those hours could have been put toward me listing items versus me retaking photos. So, all right, we are almost done, y'all. So the next one is sending aggressive offers. Now, sending offers, I've definitely slowed down on. Before, I would send an offer as soon as somebody likes something, or just as soon as I'm feeling like sales are slow and I need to send some aggressive offers. Last night, I sent 120 offers. Do you think I got a sale? I did not. I used the bulk feature on Poshmark, got no sales. 2 people declined, but absolutely no sale. And it is upsetting, but I guess that's the name of the game. But yeah, that is something that I regret doing a lot, because with me sending aggressive offers, it's gonna keep that notification in there, like, I don't know, what is it called on Poshmark? In that thing. So they'll see so-and-so sent this offer, so-and-so sent this offer. And it just looks real fucking annoying. And it also is that way for Mercari. I'll send bulk offers over there as well. Sending offers less than 15%. I don't think that that's gonna help at all. Nobody is gonna buy, nobody is gonna buy your items for 15% off. And yes, it's still a deal, but is it really 15% off? You probably already marked it up just so you can make room for offers. So sending that offer is useless. These are things that I definitely do regret. I noticed that I sell faster when I'm at 20 to 30% off. So I try to do a sweet spot of 25% off when I send my offers, just because, you know, you want to make sure you get a sale. All right, so lastly is not accepting offers because the buyer is being petty with the negotiations. So this has happened so many times, like so many times. I'm sure everybody can relate. When you have an item listed at $100, somebody sends you an offer for $30. You are insulted, but you say, you know what, let me play this game. So you send them an offer for $80. They send another one for, let's say, $40. You go back with 65, and then that's when they do 45, and then that's when I would usually be like, you know what, decline. That is number one. Number two, these are the ones that really piss me off. So it could be this recently happened. So I have a dress listed at $20. I do think that that is a buy it now price. It's not a negotiation price for me, but sometimes, you know, I'll take, let's say, 20% off. So this particular lady, she sent me an offer for $10, and I'm like, hell no. So I did 16. I feel like that I came down, you know, a lot. That's a nice steep amount. So she sends an offer for 12. So then I think I sent the 16 again, if I'm not mistaken. And then she said like 14. So then I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not doing it. And I feel like in those moments, it's not that serious. Just accept the fucking offer. What's $2, you know? So yeah, those are the things that I absolutely regret doing as a reseller. And I still kind of struggle with some of them, but most of them I've gotten so much better at, because I don't want to lose money. I don't want to waste time. And these are lesson learned for me. And I definitely fuck up sometimes, and sometimes it's hard to admit it because I'm a perfectionist. But anyways, that's all I got.